Charles Oliveira. Now, I talked to you guys last week, okay? And I filled you in on what a hero and a loyal member of his community Charles is, because I think those things are important. And he wasn't looking for a pat on the back. Oh, Charles, you're a nice guy. He wasn't looking for it at all, which I think adds to it. I don't think you guys knew the stories where he's buying a village. He's buying a whole people. Food, toys, books, medicine. Pretty cool, man. It's a pretty cool and special thing. And I also told you, I will never say Charlie Olives again, and I will refer to him correctly, which is champion. I'm going to honor that with one asterisk, because it came out today and it fell in my lap like a gift from the sky, which is Charlie Oliveira may return to featherweight. Now, here's the problem. The cool guys, the tough guys, go up in weight once they become champion. They grab one belt and then they go up in weight. You don't go down. You don't call somebody out smaller than you or weaker than you or littler than you. Now, that wasn't the message. The message is he was trying to get a headline. Charles Oliveira can barely make 155 pounds, even had to delay this world title fight with Michael Chandler because he couldn't make weight. Openly said, I can't do it that quickly. I can't turn around. I won't. I'll get beat by the scale. So there's nothing here at 145. There was an attempt that this was a headline. There was an attempt that there was something on it. There was an attempt to keep people guessing, have a little bravado, bring your chest, and I can even win a second division. I like the whole thing. You just got to do it with the division up. You got to call off their Usman. You got to go after the BMF and Masvidal. You got to tell Covington you're going to take his #1 contendership away. You can't go down. You can't call out Volkanovski. I'm only sharing that with you because it was bizarre. It was bizarre. I've never agreed with the PR or the management of Charles Oliveira. I've never agreed with changing his hair. One day he's a brunette, and one day he's a blonde. I only say that for you because people don't know who he is in the first place. He could walk in your kitchen, slap you in the face. You wouldn't be able to tell cops who did it. First thing he needed to do was go out there and be established and be recognized. Then his manager lets him show up to press conferences wearing glasses. When a guy robs a bank, he puts glasses on. He leaves the bank, he takes the glasses off, he blends into society. That's what Charles Oliveira was doing. He's like in costume. We don't know what the Charles Oliveira looks like in the first place, and his managers let him change his appearance on a daily basis. Now we really don't know what he looks like. It's okay. It all worked out. He won the strap. I submit for you, he would have had the opportunity to fight for the strap 4 years ago. And if I was managing him, he would have had this opportunity 5 years ago. Different story. I just thought that was a little bit bizarre. And now we have, apparently, our new champion, who could be across the ring from Conor McGregor. Huge fight. You think a belt changes your life? Red panty night is a very real thing, guys. It might be going away. It might be down to pink, but it's still a real thing. Make no mistake. Big deal. Calling out featherweights. What is that? What is that? He might have the door open to featherweight. Okay, great. Me too. Me too. I might come back 125. Any 125-pounder out there, Dana, give me a call. Do you see the problem? Do you see where this just doesn't work? I like the story. I like the champ thing. I think a guy should go out there and get as much hardware as he can. I think that also shows a competitiveness. I don't think that competitiveness has to go away when you leave the NCAA or you leave high school or you back it on down to Little League. I think if you want to out there and get the trophies and get the recognition, you have the right to do that. I have only one resentment towards this sport as a competitor, which was that I got 3 matches a year. By the way, did you guys hear about this Triller guy? Change the topic. New headline. I'm going through headlines, okay, and I'm bringing you guys the topics as I see them. Did you guys hear about this Triller guy saying that Dana is trying to poach Jake Paul? Did you guys see that? If you're not a boss, if you're a pretend boss, don't fight with the boss. If you're a pretend rich guy, don't fight with a billionaire. And if you don't have Jake Paul under contract, don't claim you do. And how do I know? Because I just talked to Jake Paul. I asked Jake Paul that question straight, clear as I know how to speak. Hey, Jake, are you under contract with Triller? Jake said no. Not only did Jake say no, he furthered that thought by just saying, I just want to do that. I mean, we had a full conversation. Jake said, I want to do that. I don't believe in that. So I would never sign a multi-fight deal with anybody. I need freedom. I need to be able to look around, reset my options. Don't want to get locked. But we had a whole conversation. That's my point in telling you what he said, is that we had a whole conversation. This wasn't a misunderstanding, or he said no when he meant to say yes. We had a whole conversation on this. But the Triller guy is now coming out fake rich guy after real rich, fake boss after the boss, and saying that's a crime. Do you understand that? You understand what he's accusing Dana of? That's called interference with a contractual agreement. It's a crime in all 50 states, and it would never be done. And it's not being done. And it can't be done because Paul isn't under contract with Triller. I want to make sure we clear that up. I want to make sure that that is crystal cleared up. This was actually tested. There was a fighter, and the name is mistaken me now, because it was back in like 2006, 2007 range, who some other promoter stepped a guy in a UFC fight, and it was like fight week. This other promoter never said a word about it. Saw all the press, saw all the everything, and on fight week, made one phone call to the UFC and says, I got that guy under contract. He had no proof. He had no contract. UFC didn't know. UFC stopped the fight. They called the guy up and said, don't get on the airplane. You're not coming out here. You got to get this clear. This is between you and him, and we need something in writing. He goes, I'm not under contract with them. Great. Get it in writing because he says you are, and it's a crime. They wouldn't do business that way. They have a history of not doing business with. That's what I'm attempting to share for you guys. They're well aware of this. It keeps happening to Dana. Guys keep coming to Dana trying to take his guys, which is illegal. And you've heard Dana speak about that, so I'm going to get my attorney on this. In case you're wondering why that cease and desist would happen, it would happen because it's against the law. But Dana's aware of it. Then it happened. Not only did it not happen, it can't happen because Triller's lying. They don't have a contract with Paul. And how do I know? Because Paul told me. And now you guys know because I'm telling you. And Chael would never lie.